Hello, boys, girls, gorillas, and baboons. Welcome to Wednesday's class, April 21st, 2020. So, we just got the news that we are going to be out of school for the rest of the school year. That is super sad because now you're only going to get to hear Mr. Howard, and you'll never get to see me in a cowboy hat again. But we'll make it through this. So, today we're going to talk about multiplying polynomials by monomials. Previously, Miss Blevins has already talked about adding and subtracting them. Today we're going to talk about multiplying. I'm going to get you out of here real quick. As I go over the lesson, though, make sure that you're taking notice of the word of the week. It will be up here at some point. Maybe it's up here now, but there will be some more hints along the way. So here we go. Multiplying polynomials by monomials. So I'm just going to give you 4 examples today. You can skim through them at your own leisure so that you can get through with this. So what we're going to do is multiply the term outside of the parentheses and distribute it in, just like we would with a regular number. We're just distributing. So what we're going to write is negative 2x times 4x squared. Okay, and then we're going to have negative 2x times 3x, and negative 2x times negative 5. So I'm just distributing this. That times this. Here we are. That times this. Here we are. That times this. Here we are. Okay, so we've distributed all. So now we're going to simplify each of these terms. So negative 2x times 4x squared. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. X times x squared. We're going to add our exponents, so that's going to be x to the third. Okay, and negative 2x times 3x. Negative 2 times positive 3 is negative 6. X times x. Both of these are to the first power. So we're going to write x squared because we're adding the exponents. And negative 2 times negative 5 is positive 10. And we have this x here, so it's going to be positive 10x. That's it. We're simplified. So here is our final answer for simplifying this expression. Dun, 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 dun. Here, oh yeah, that's how you know that's an answer. Okay, so here's our answer. Let's do another one. Okay, so we are going to do the same kind of thing. You can kind of skip some steps once you get the hang of this. I'm going to skip some steps. If you get lost, go back up to these steps and watch this again. Rewind in your video. But this is how you can do it with skipping some steps, not writing everything down. You can say 3n times 6n to the third, 3n times negative 4n. Okay, so that's going to be our first part. And then we're going to say negative 2 times 9n to the fourth, and negative 2 times negative 11. Make sure that you keep that negative with the 2. This is negative 2 times all of this. The negative is important to distribute to both. Okay? If you didn't do that, it would be negative 2 times 9n to the fourth, and then this would stay negative 11 instead of flipping for a negative times a negative to being a positive. It wouldn't do that. So you need to make sure that you keep this negative 2. Okay, so here we go with skipping some steps. So 3n times 6n to the third. 3 times 6, I know, is 18. N to the first times n to the third is going to be n to the fourth. Okay, so essentially I'm just getting rid of this step right here. We're just going to think about it in our heads. Okay, 3n times negative 4n. 3n times negative 4 is negative 12. N times n is n squared. We're going to add the exponents. N to the first plus n to the first. We're going to add the 1 and the 1. So n squared. Okay, so this part is finished over here. Now we're going to do the left part. So negative 2 times 9 is negative 18. Negative 2 times n to the fourth, so we're going to have n to the fourth. Does that make sense? Negative 2 times 9 is negative 18. But we don't forget about this into the fourth. So essentially, negative 2, if there was an nth term here, it would be n to the 0th. So n to the 0th times n to the fourth, add the exponent, we have n to the fourth. Okay? Next, we're going to have negative 2 times negative 11. Negative 2 times negative 11 is positive 22. That's what I was talking about earlier. If you did not keep this negative with both of these terms, we would have negative 22 down here. But since this is negative 2 times negative 11, we have positive 22. And before we finish this up, we want to say, since we're simplifying, is there anything we can combine here? Can any of our terms be combined? And it looks to me that we have an n to the fourth and another n to the fourth. So we would take 18n to the fourth minus 18n to the fourth minus 18n to the fourth, which is going to be 0n to the fourth. So we don't need to write it. So negative 12n to the second plus 22. That's our final answer. Now we've already used a yellow highlighter, so it's illegal to write our answer with an orange highlight, with a yellow highlighter, so we have to use a red highlighter. I don't know where I got orange from. Okay, so that is it for just these expressions where we've simplified. Now we're going to move on, oops, I don't know why that's there, wink, to solving equations. So it's the same thing, but we want to find what p is equal to. So I'm going to write 16p, negative 16p equals negative 2 times p is negative 2p. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. So the left side, this, we just took care of. All of that simplifies to negative 2p minus 6. Okay, now we want to take this positive 3 times 6p minus 30. So 3 times 6p is going to be positive 18p. And 3 times negative 30 is going to be negative 90. So negative 16p is equal to, let's combine like terms and simplify on the right side first. So negative 2p plus 18p, let's do something crazy here. Negative 2p plus 18p is going to be positive 16p. Okay, and then let's take negative 6 and negative 90, and that's going to give us negative 96. Change my marker over. Negative 96. We're only combining because we're not going over this equal sign. So if it's on the same side, we can combine like terms. So negative 2p plus 18p is 16p. Negative 96 comes from negative 6 minus 90. All right, now we need to solve, so we're going to subtract 16p from both sides. Negative 16p minus 16p is going to give us negative 32p, which is equal to, this is going to be 0 minus 96. So if I divide by negative 32 on both sides, that's going to cancel to be 1. So p is equal to, what do we have here? Negative 96 divided by negative 32. I believe that is positive 3. So p, that looks like, I don't know, p is equal to 3 in this case. So we solved it. We've just shown how we can solve using multiplication to simplify. Let's do one more example. So last example, a little more work, but the same concept. So negative 2a times 4a is going to be negative 8a squared. A times a is a squared. Negative 2a times negative 9 is positive 18a. Negative 2 times negative 9 is 18. A times, essentially, this is a to the 0th. A to the 0th times a, you add the exponents, that's still a to the first. So that is our left side. Now a times negative 8a is going to give us negative 8a squared. And a times 15 is, of course, just 15a. All right, negative 3 times negative 4a is positive 12a. And negative 3 times negative 6 is positive 18. Now let's combine like terms and simplify. So if we want to combine like terms on the right side, we can't combine like terms on the left side because we have a squared and a first degree term. So on the right side, we can maybe combine a couple terms and say that negative 8a squared looks like these two will combine, plus that's going to be 27a plus 18. 18a, negative 8a squared plus 18a. Okay, now I want to try and solve some things, so we can add 8a squared to both sides because we see that it's over here. That's going to cancel it from both sides. It's going to be 0, 8a squared. So on the left side we have 18a equals 27a plus 18. Okay, I already have an a on the left side over here by itself, and we want to get a by itself. The whole point is to isolate this a, so let's move this negative 27a over. So 18 minus 27 should be negative 9a. This is going to become 0a, which is 0, and that leaves us with 18. So negative 9a equals 18. Divide both sides by negative 9. If we divide both sides by negative 9, this just becomes a, and 18 divided by negative 9 means that a is equal to negative 2. Now, if you really wanted to, if you were on an exam or something, you can plug this in and put negative 2 in for each of these a's, and then you can multiply it back out, and it will give you an answer. Whatever's on the left side will be equal to the right side. That's how that'll work when you check it. So that is all I have for this video. If you need to come back or take notes, you'll notice that the assignment for tomorrow will be very similar to what we did today. So have a good rest of your Wednesday, and I will see you hopefully soon. Adios.